when an angel appears to you and tells you something's going to happen, don't doubt it. In our scriptures, these first few chapters of Luke, we have an angel appearing to Zechariah, giving him the news that his wife will have a baby. He says, "How can this be? I'm an old man." We have the angel appearing to Mary. She says, "How can this be?" We have an angel that appears to the shepherds who are incredulous. But let me tell you that when the God of the universe, who created everything that we know, chooses to appear in some form, a vision, a dream, or some other way, an angel tells you something's going to happen, it's probably going to happen. God can make that happen. So don't doubt. Now, I understand fear. Fear might be a natural response if that kind of thing happened to you or to me. When Gabriel appeared to Zechariah, he said, "Don't be afraid." When Gabriel appeared to Mary, he said, "Don't be afraid." And in the marvelous words of Barbara Robinson, who wrote the best Christmas pageant ever, when the herdmans, and that's herdman, not hudman, when the unruly clan of children in the neighborhood decided to be a part of the Christmas pageant that year, and when Imogene Herdman stood up and shouted at the shepherds, they were sore afraid. That's how she put it. They were. So fear is a natural response to maybe that thing. But each time the angel said, "Fear not, don't be afraid." The angel told Zechariah that this child would bring them great joy, that it would be pleasing to so many. That's what the angel said also to Mary. And you remember the immortal words on that hillside to the shepherds, "I bring you good news of a great joy which will be for all people." I think on a morning like this, in light of the events of this week, we need to remember and cling to the idea that fear has been replaced by joy. Fear is not God's final word, the fear and the tragedy, but joy and God's love are God's final word to us in Jesus the Christ. But, as many of you are thinking, how do we move from that fear, that pain, that grief to joy? How can we move from fear to joy? And I have at least one suggestion for you. We need to practice an ancient tradition of the monks called Vacare Deo. That's your Latin words for the day. And in the word vacare, hear our English word vacate. It's the idea of vacating from our life the clutter, the stuff, the junk, in order that we would make room for God to enter in. Now, some of you know that we've been preparing to move, to sell our house, to move out here toward Azle. And that means looking at all the stuff in our house and in our garage and in our little storage shed out back and realizing that that's a lot of junk, a lot of stuff. And so we've been sorting, we've been boxing, we've been renting a storage unit so we could clear our house out. And in fact, yesterday afternoon, in honor of Aaron's graduation, we had some friends over, and they were amazed, they were sore amazed that our house could be so free of clutter and junk, but they didn't know what's just beyond the garage door and just beyond the storage unit. But the idea of Vacare Deo means to get rid of the clutter. And so it's hard enough to do that, I understand, with the physical things, because while I don't consider myself a hoarder, we may just kind of border on that. We won't be on the TV show, but we think, oh, we might need that sometime. Or it still works, and so it's still good. I hate to give it away. But at some point, our possessions start possessing us. And so the idea of letting go and giving to someone else through goodwill, through the Restore with Habitat or some other form of letting someone else use and profit from what we have and really is just sitting on the shelf. That's the physical stuff. I understand how much harder it is with the emotional stuff. We cling to the pain and the hardship and the difficulties of things either we have done or things that have been done to us, or the things that we wish we had done but didn't. It's quite easy to hold on to those things too. But emotionally, we need to practice vecare deo and let go of those things. And so I thought of a phrase this week, and it's my new favorite phrase. It's savor the best, let go of the rest. Savor the best, let go of the rest. To vacate from our lives the conspicuous consumption, the hoarding, the keeping for ourselves, in order that there would be room for God's love to come through. To let go of the fear and the pain, the insecurities, in order that the love of God and the joy, true joy of God, could come through. I understand that joy does not come from things. Joy comes from God who is within us. It comes from a confidence born deep within us that God will walk with us through every experience of life. It's a grateful response to the presence that will never leave us alone. It's an expression of the life force present in all the universe that chooses to be present in us, that life force that we celebrate this Christmas season. Joy doesn't mean that we're happy every moment and happy with every circumstance, but joy does mean that we are looking forward to the way God's love will transform us and thereby transform the world. Vecare deo, savor the best, let go of the rest. Will you pray with me?